jump really famous back then. And what he would do is he'll be a entertainer. He was the one that he actually wrote a song called Jump. It was called Jump Jim Crow. You know, and actually originated back in 1828. So it was called Jump Jim Crow. And what he would do in his acts, he would pretend to be a slave. He'll make fun of Jake. You know, he was the one that would make you go to places and shit. He'll travel. He actually was making money back then. You know, so that was the origins of because people the Jake, for trying to know of Jim Crow, not all of them, but they'd be like, oh, the Jim Crow law, but they don't even know the origins where that shit came from, and that came from this guy, Thomas B. Rice. And the thing about it though is he's the one that wrote that song, and he was pretty much making fun of the slaves and all that though, And so this guy actually died of paralytic, I think.
Oh, so there you go. There you go.
Yeah, he was making fun of death and all that though. So because Jim, which is called back then called it Jimmy, though, it's like a crowbar, and then crow, that's what they used to call the Jakes back in the day though, because it was like crows were black, So back then, I think it was early 1700s, they used to call Jake crows,
And you know what you call a flock of crows? A murder. So they always used to murder those. That's why they call them crows. Because
because they used to get them drunk. Farmers used to get them drunk and shit, and they go to dance and shit. They used to kill them, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
And that goes into comedy, and all the comedy that you see on TV is based on that. Jim Crow, because that motherfucker started it.
Yeah. This guy. Thomas B. Rice. Yeah.
And then, if you ever notice, when you're in a group with any people, say the word nigger, and everybody starts laughing.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the funny shit you could say at work or anywhere.
Yeah. Or it'd be like, oh, slaving is like a nigger.
Yeah. And then everybody starts laughing. Oh.
Well, even that word itself though. That word itself was the root of it though. And now you see Jake using that word. Like, what's up? They be saying shit like that. And things of the matter, So that's what I'm saying though, man. Like, Jake don't really understand the origins of things too much of the matter. They just know, oh, this guy told me that's how that ran through him. So yeah, that's what that Jim Crow comes from. It comes from this guy, Thomas B. Rice, that used to be an entertainer, blackface, make fun of, slaves and things of the matter though. And then this thing called Jim Crow, the Jim Crow law, it was an amendment, the 13th, 14th Amendment, I believe there's 33. It came into place though, the Jim Crow law, So the slaves back then, they had hope in that Jim Crow law, because all it was was like, it's like, okay, we're gonna give, Esau was like, okay, we're gonna give equality to Jake though, but at the same time, we still want to be segregated from him. That's why in the 50s and 60s, you'll see the whites only bathrooms, the public schools, even the fucking turkey fountains though.
Remember, they had signs that no coloreds, no blacks, no Mexicans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So in the bus too, right?
Indians.
Jake had to sit in the back. So that's the thing, man. So all that shit, the Jim Crow law, that was all about was just to be like, all right, you guys could vote, whatever, but at the same time, we don't want to be with you. We don't want to share the same shit with you, And Jake was like, back then, thought, oh, you know what? That's an opportunity. At least we got some little freedom. To this day, we don't got those things.
Freedom. They don't got no freedom.
Yeah, to this day. But see, back then, they thought like, okay, we can at least vote. But, man, that's the thing about it. Esau came along with his grandfather clause saying, if your grandfather had voted before 1868, you could vote too. But if not, you had to pay for a pool. And to top it off, you had to take a literacy test. And it was a hard one. So imagine, this is back in 1868. You think slaves know how to write? You think their grandpas were voting? They're fucking slaves back then.
That's why they took away all that writing and reading.
Wow.
If you were caught reading, they put lashes on you. But if you're caught understanding it, they'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying though, because back then, Jake, man, they used to like hide someone from one of them to read the Bible.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Hiding just to read.
Yeah. Like what's in this book though? Like they don't want to.
It's powerful. That's why.
Yeah. So that's the thing about it, though, man. So the system, the game is rigged, though. The game is really rigged, though. It's set up for us to rebel. This whole society, you know. And like I said, this Jim Crow shit, even to this day, that was the NAACP, whatever.
NAACP.
There you go, that. They still talk about, they still bring up Jim Crow. But what you don't even hear is like, okay, Jim Crow, right? Well, what are the origins of it? You just speak about this Jim Crow law, but at the same time, you don't talk about where it came from. Because, you know, I heard this back then too, but I didn't really know what that was. I just knew it was a law, but I don't know what it came into specifics about, you know? So that's the thing about it, though, man. It came into the 13th, 14th Amendment, and Jake thought back then, oh, we have equality at least to probably vote, or at least to do this, though, putting hopes up. But you understand, though, back then, even that kid, though, that 14-year-old, I think Emmett Till, they killed his ass, man. And that Edomite lady that said that she harassed him, or harassed her, or whistled at him, she lied. She admitted that she lied. And look what they did to the Emmett Till. They killed his ass, threw him in the river. His mom made an uproar, hey, bring him back to Chicago. But when they sent him back to Chicago, his casket was sealed. They couldn't even open it. And the mom was like, why can't I open it, though, you know? She was like, why can't I open it, though? So they had to get a couple of jakes to get a crowbar and open it. And then when she seen her son, man, she lost it.
Yeah, he was all swollen.
Yeah, it looked like a monster. He
Couldn't
didn't even look like him anymore.
And remember, he's that kid. He's 14 years old and grown Edomite white men.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Beating his ass and fucking killed him like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So remember that Esau, because there's gonna be a fucking 100 Emmett Tills. They're gonna be 2/3, and they're gonna round you up. They're gonna butt fuck you, and they're gonna do all kinds of, because these are what 2/3 have to do. They have to do the bad stuff, because it's not gonna happen in the kingdom. Heck no, it has to happen here. An eye for an eye, remember?
Yeah, because he could probably be here this time, that guy Emmett Till, and he's probably gonna get one of these Edomites, though, you know. We don't know, but we believe in reincarnation.
Yeah,
right?
and remember how Jeffrey Dahmer died?
Oh yeah, by Jake too.
By Jake.
Oh, that's right. He killed him.
And then Jake still died.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. It's fucking stupid, man. So that's just you know, this lesson reminds me just about Micah 2:10, you know, because it's not our rest right here. Can you get Bible shot Ezekiel 35 and 5, and can you get Psalms 83, 2, 3, and 4? That Martin Luther King, man, try to make Esau and Jacob hold hands and shit in schools and create peace and shit, though. But you know what? It's fucking bullshit.
Ezekiel 35 and 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, the time and their iniquity had an end.
What does that pretty much say? You killing all of Jake, though you were doing all of this with the sword, man, with the guns, you know, lynching them. You're doing all this shit, though. You don't think there's gonna be payback to do? There has to be payback, though. Like, let's say an eye for an eye, no matter what, though. And that's the thing, man. You can't just do some shit without repercussions, though.
And get away from it.
Yeah, get away with it.
You gotta pay for it.
Yeah. Esau, man. Esau, there's been, I think that I read, though, there's been, like, they 600 or 500 links that they know of, but there probably goes more than that. Though. There's probably like 2,000 that they never came into light, though.
And, you know? Yeah, so we don't even know.
Yeah, because down south, man, those Edomites were killing Jake left and right.
Like party, like they were doing party.
Yeah.
And just remember that it was that law that kept them from, that protected them.
Which one?
Well, any law was protecting the white man from.
Oh yeah.
Because Jim Crow was supposed to protect these Negroes, but you know that's.
And it came about in 1884.
And they have confidence in the law.
Yeah.
You know, now I know why Jakes walk around with guns.
Yeah. When they say I'd rather get caught with one than without one. Mm-hmm. What do you think that means?
Yeah. It's gonna be.
Esau's gonna come at him and try to kill, you know what I mean? Or another probably Jake, but like as Jake says, I'd rather get caught with one than without one. So what do you think that means? If I don't have one, it's gonna be a death sentence for me.
And if I do have one, it's gonna be a death sentence for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be a destiny. It's going to be revenge. See, but that's how the Lord takes revenge.
That's what I'm saying. That's how he uses the 2/3 to do things like that as matter though, because that's what happens though. Like I say, Esau, man, Esauites there has to pay though. They had this law, like his brother said, Jim Crow, 1884. But you look at the 50s and 60s, they were still lynching Jake though. They were still killing him though. You know, the Emmett Till, whatever, that was just one case though, out of fucking thousands of them. And down south though, man, they were chasing, with the shotguns in the back of the boy, like fucking trying
You're
to
in the wrong place, boy.
Yeah. What are you doing over here, boy? And what do you think? That's why a lot of Jake man started coming up to the north though, or coming over. Yeah. So they started coming up here and shit because a lot of that shit was going on down south. They said fuck that. A lot of them started coming up more north, like Chicago, even to California. Because even in Texas was still a lot of those things of the matter like that going on too, man. In Texas, in small towns though, a lot of racism and shit was going down too.
So they say don't mess with Texas.
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck about your Emmett Till laws or your Jim Crow laws.
Oh yeah, that's a different.
Not even the fucking women's law, and that's embarrassing for you, Jakes, to have faith in this man's system because in 1921 he gave rights to the women, and they respect the women's right more than they respect Jake's law.
Yeah. Kind of like that, the Elaine, what's that called? Elaine massacre that I think happened in Arkansas.
Oh shit.
When it all started because these Jakes were in church though, and then they were like veterans that came from the World War. They fought in
World War II.
World War One. No, it was World War One.
Yes.
They fought in that war, and they were in church, and they had two Jakes be outside. They'll just
Watching.
Just watching, yeah. And these fucking Edomites came by and started shooting at them. And next thing you know, they're like, well, I'm gonna shoot back, the Jakes, and they killed one of the Edomites. And next thing you know, man, the whole town was against all the Jakes though, man. They were all against the Jakes though. So it was like the Elaine massacre and shit though. So some of them were like like a veteran, right? So they even had to call the soldiers, man, to come to that town. And then when they saw the soldiers, the Jakes that were veterans, like, hey, we're over here. Guess what they did? Killed them all.
You see that? But there's a thing called you gotta know your enemy. These Jakes that serve for their enemy, they love their enemy.
Oh yeah.
Like, because they have this thing called the Mexican standoff, and that's where nobody gets out of it.
You talking about like cowboys?
Yeah, cowboys. That because you shot my paw, I'll fucking shoot you, son.
Okay.
And then they go up to that guy, and then he has two guns, and then there's three people stand off. That means it's all gonna end. Because the Mexicans don't give a fuck, man. They'll fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
Hey, just imagine those cartel people coming up over here getting a free pass to kill these fucking 2/3, and everybody's gonna get involved in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The white folks is gonna get it too, but
yeah.
one is gonna cancel the other out.
Yeah, it could be one's gonna kill you, like you said.
It's gonna be dangerous times.
Oh yeah, man. And just like I said, man, these over there at cartels, man, they don't give a fuck though.
They don't give a fuck about nothing. But Jake, he thinks that Esau's gonna respect him one day.
Yeah. Well, can you get that one? The Psalms 83.
This is Psalms 83, 3 and 4.
2, 3, and 4.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Exactly. When we're talking about the slaves trying to read the Bible, those Jakes that were in World War, the veterans, man, they got killed though. See, Esau always has a crafty. They'll say the game is rigged though. They'll try to set you up where you're gonna fail, man. Remember, Esau's against us though. Esau is against us. Can you get Amos 1 and 11? Because no matter what though, the hate it's always gonna be there. Esau, we're living in times though where it's not intense how it was back then. But if they say they pass a law, hey, kill everyone on this chart right here. You know what Esau's gonna do? Your friend, your neighbor, your Edomite neighbor, what he's gonna do? Hey, it's the law, bro. You're not gonna have compassion. You think Esau has compassion? That hatred is still in his heart, no matter what. Because they believe, like I said, it's still in the heart. So fucking they go, hey, it's the law to kill everyone on this chart right here. Hey, you won't go to prison.
And they use the law as a defense.
Yeah.
But now we're using the real law
Yep.
against them, and now they're getting all fucked up.
Would bring after him, can you get Leviticus 20:26? Can you get him?
It's Amos 1 and 11. But thus saith Yahweh Shai, but 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and kept his wrath forever.
Kept his wrath forever, though. That means forever. What simple can you make, though? His wrath is always going to be forever, though, no matter what. We're in these times, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, his wrath towards Jacob is forever, though. You know? So that's the thing, man. It's all, back then, they used to lynch Jacob. Now, it's the Edomites with the guns, the officers, they use that as an excuse, though, man. It's not, they're still killing Jacob, but in different ways. Not no more at the, hanging them in the ropes and shit, the trees and shit like that. So guess what? We'll find a different tool to kill these Jakes, though. And that's when it comes to the law, they use the guns and shit to kill Jake all the time now, you know?
And they use abortion.
Oh, yeah.
They use all kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely, though. Why they set up in the vets, though? What's that called?
Abortion clinics?
Yeah. I forgot what it was called. Motherhood or?
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, here you go, that. Shit, you see them also in the vets, though, man. In LA, you see them everywhere. You know?
And that just leads to pride, because it says Planned Parenthood, like you're in charge of bringing people to the earth.
Yeah.
You're going to plan it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be born in this day. No, it's going to be a girl. And now they do have it, where it's called the CRISPR, or some technique where they say, okay, what kind of hair do you want your child to have? All blonde? Or what kind? Do you want to be a boy or a girl? Let's have a girl. And then they put the sperm in there, and then, these fucking devils, man.
Yeah.
These fucking devils.
And I wouldn't they do have that shit.
I wouldn't have believed it, but it's true, because these 2 Jakes had a blonde fucking baby.
Oh, no shit.
You know, what the fuck?
I heard it was in the works, though, so it's already...
No, it's everything they say that's in the works. They must have meant that 50 years ago, because that shit is happening.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You could be white and have a black kid.
Yeah.
You could be Asian and have a white kid.
Man.
These fuckers.
These fucking devils, man.
And you know why they really did that? Is to say this white kid here, he's not an Edomite, but he really is an Edomite.
Yeah.
He's Jake. But that's for only stupid people. You're not gonna fool the spirit.
Oh yeah, you gotta get with the spirit, though, you know. What is it, Romans 8:16? Oh, the spirit bears witness to the spirit.
Because all you gotta do is put on some beats.
Yeah.
And just some
See how
jam
you
on it.
dance?
Some old school breakdancing music.
Yeah.
You'll see who's who.
Yeah. The dancing, though, yeah.
Throw a barbecue. You see who's who.
Oh, you want some meat? Yeah. How do you want your meat?
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Hey, barbecue is fucking good. But that's how they see who's who.
Yeah.
These guys know what they're doing.
Keep trying to play basketball with you real quick or something?
Yeah.
Or, you know.
That's disgusting, the point that they got into. They could choose what kind of baby you're going to have.
Yeah.
Or you want twins.
Color the eyes up.
My sister-in-law, that's why I know about it. She said she wanted to have twins. So she went to a fertilization clinic and she got twins.
Oh, no
and then
shit.
she chose to have a boy and a girl. And she had a boy and a girl.
See why this place needs to go down, man? See why Esau needs to go down? Because of things like that, man. Shit. And as long as he's ruling the earth, though, man,
It's always going to be like that.
he's going to be doing that, yeah.
It's always going to be.
Killing everyone on this chart right here, he's always going to be doing
Oh,
that.
and the worst part is I think they use pig embryos or some shit like that to grow your body parts. Like
Oh, yeah, the heart.
The heart transplant, yeah.
I was trying to made a video about
man.
that. And they put it in the Edomite, the old Edomite.
These guys are fucking desperate.
Yeah.
Because the old people know that when they die, they're going to be reborn into a fucking slavery.
Yeah. They're trying to live it up as much as they can right here in their kingdom, you know?
Man.
But that's crazy to have a pig heart in here. Like,
how the fuck? And you know what they justify that is? Because the pig has the closest chromosome makeup to us in the DNA.
Oh, that's what this is
Yeah.
from. Oh. And that's going off. So let's say, it works though. So what do you think is going to happen? They're going to tell people here in this church, hey, you want your granddaddy to live another 20 or 15 years? Tell him to get a heart from a swine. And that's already going off.
Yes,
You're
bro.
cutting your, first of all, which pretty much Leviticus, you're cutting
Making
your
that
flesh.
mark.
You're having a swine of a food that we're not, an animal we're not supposed to eat.
You can break 2 laws for the price of one.
Yeah, that's how these Edomites get you, these people on this chart, man. But the people on this chart, you don't know who they are, though. Can you get Leviticus 20 and 26?
This is Leviticus 20 and 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
Exactly.
Oh.
So you over here gonna cut your chest to get an animal that's gonna, you know what I mean? Its heart to be pumping here. That's not holy though, man. That's what these Edomites are doing to our people, man. They're fooling them though. They're fooling. Can you get Psalms 55, 20, and 21? They're fooling our people though, making them go off though. So imagine that they're breaking 2 laws.
Hardcore.
Huh?
Hardcore going on.
Oh yeah. You're having your faith in the heart of an animal that you're not supposed to eat. You know?
You're not supposed to eat it, but you can put it inside you.
Yeah. It's so exciting. You know?
Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Damn.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
He might tell you, hey, like I was saying, hey, your grandfather could live for another 5 to 10 years.
Don't you want to see him?
Yeah, don't you love him? You know? Don't you love him?
Hell no, not that much.
Yeah. I don't get a heart from animals to, live for another 5 to 10 years. You love your grandpa that much, right? You know how Esau is with this, like his brother said, the
straight up war in his heart.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
We'll give you this pig heart, smooth as butter, right?
Yeah.
The war's in his heart because you're not supposed to have no pig.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy though, man. But that's just the way Esau is though. And as long as our people don't wake up to the truth, they're gonna keep doing shit like that. It's gonna be normalized, you know? It's gonna be normalized. Oh, your grandpa had a pig heart transplant the other day. Like, you're gonna hear people say shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying though. What this brother said in Leviticus 20, as long as you don't know, you're an Israelite, you're gonna be doing shit like that. You know, you're gonna be doing shit like that all the time though. So therefore, you need to come into this truth though, because if not, you're gonna be going off though. You know, you're not gonna be doing things of the holiness of Israel. So I'll just get this last one, Revelation 18:2, because our people just that's the thing about it, man. And this lesson is just pretty much from Micah 2 and 10. This is not a rest. You know? This place makes you go off. This place is death. This place is just fucking death right here, man. So that's the thing, man. As long as you're living in Esau's kingdom, you're gonna go off, though, man. And that's why Martin Luther King, when he got assassinated, it's a judgment. Trying to make your own enemy hold hands with your own enemy, walk with them. Fucking bullshit, though.
What's that? Weak sauce spirit.
Oh yeah. I think he wasn't he like a homosexual too or something?
Yeah.
Or was it the other guy?
No, he wasn't.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay. This is Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitat of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See? And our people, if we would break that down to our people, they would understand not to do shit of Babylon, Because we want Babylon to fall, though. We do, though, because it makes our people go off, though. And it says habitats of devils. Esau is the fucking devil, man. Making you do shit like that. That's why we need this place to go down. When the destroying wind, what this brother talked about in Jeremiah, And it says that every unclean and hateful bird, America, what do you think, man? The hate, the hatefulness that Esau still has for Jacob, it's gonna, like his brother said in Amos, it's gonna always be forever. As long as we're living together like this, that hate's always gonna be forever, man. So today's lesson was just about pretty much Micah 2 and 10. This is not your rest right here, man. So that's my lesson.
So with that, I want to go into how it's important who we follow. And it's important that we follow the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Because if it wasn't for them, we'd still be asleep. We'd still be in a coma.
What is that called? The dead coma?
Yeah.
We'd have that itis.
Yeah, clinical coma.
Yeah. So it's important who we're following, you know, because there's a lot of camps, a lot of Hebrew Israelite camps out there to follow. But if you're looking for salvation, the camp to follow is the Great Millstone Camp. So first, we'll go to Judges 2:7, because Yahweh, he's the one that set up the apostles. You know, he set up the apostles, and the apostles are still here today.
This is Judges 2:7. And the people served Yahweh Bashem Yahushai all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that he did for Israel.
Yeah, so when Joshua, when he was alive, the children of Israel, they were able to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know. Because if it wasn't for Joshua, they wouldn't be able to serve him, because the Israelites, they always need a mediator, you know, someone to show them the way.
That's like it too, because when Joshua died, I think he said though who we're gonna look for to who we're gonna follow when he passed away, Joshua.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get into, because this is that chapter right here. So the next verse.
Also, remember, Joshua made the sun and the moon stop.
Just to get his end.
Just imagine you're killing your enemies and you're like, man, it's been like a couple hours since shouldn't it be dark already? Oh.
Yeah.
So they're killing more than me.
Yeah. The whole day just, you know, that's power.
That's why it said he had seen all the great works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
This is Judges 2:8. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, died, being 110 years old.
So Joshua died at 110. So go ahead.
110 is a long time.
That's right.
It's a long time.
You can't even make it to 80.
People hit 60 and they're getting all fucked. Oh, actually, people hit 40.
They get heart attacks.
Yeah, and people get heart attacks and they get slowed down. And man, even though sometimes I walk hella slow, I'll still jump kick somebody in the head. I'll be like, pow. That's because the inside is working. So that's all the spirit. Judges.
We saw he wants us to retire. You know,
60,
65.
Like that's not gonna work out, because you know.
Because the teacher that where I go to, he's an Edomite too, but he could probably be Jake, but he looks like Edomite. But he's 75 years old, and he told us, he's like, why am I gonna retire and be home and eat cereal all day so I could just die? You know, I think he could probably be Jake, man.
Yeah, a lot of these white people around here, they're really Okies.
Yeah.
And that means that the Indians back then raped their moms, and their husbands of the women were like, you know, they were like, I can't break up with her, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they ended up raising Jakes.
Oh no shit.
And then they kept mixing it. You can't have those women. You gotta have these white women.
Oh.
So then your babies come out light, and then the next thing you know, 2-3 generations, everybody's all white.
Oh, but they still the father's seed.
They're still father's seed.
Yeah.
Judges 2:9, and they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of Hill Gaash.
So Joshua, he died and he got buried, and that's the righteous way of, you know, when someone dies, you should bury them.
Not burn them.
But nowadays, you know, Esau makes it expensive, you know, to where if you want to get someone buried, it's going to be expensive. You know, that's why it's cheaper to burn someone, you know.
And it's like $20,000. I already had like I had a lot of people die in my family after the truth, but my grandparents died, and that shit was expensive. You know, $20,000 for my grandma, but they all pitched in, and I was like, what the fuck? You could have gave some of that to the grandkids.
That's why.
Oh, that's true.
That's why you always see Jake on the corner.
Yeah.
On the car wash.
Or making
making
what's that called?
donations.
Making a fund me.
Mm-hmm.
Because not too long ago too, this chick that I know, his mother-in-law died coming from I think Fresno because she was had cancer and she was chemotherapy.
Oh, shit.
And she got in a car crash, broke all her bones. Eventually, she died. So they had to make a GoFundMe though, just to pay her medical bills. Now they have a GoFundMe for another account to pay for her funeral.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Those are the same people that trust this Edomite devil. Fucking, that's insane. I'm gonna read that one again. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres in the Mount of Ephraim on the north side of the hill Gaash.
So he got buried with his inheritance.
So that means with his family. And verse 10 says, and also all the generation were gathered unto their... And there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yahweh Shem Yahushai, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
So after Joshua died, it said, there arose another generation after them, and which knew not Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So a whole generation passed. Imagine that, to where nobody knew the Lord. Nobody knew his name.
Well, that's
So,
easy. That's
the
easy because
Israelites, they weren't able to worship him.
you gotta take that out and then like, look at Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Halloween, and you put all that shit and then don't have room for the truth. These people are. See, we're getting attacked from all sides. They're attacking our kids. They're attacking our women. They're attacking our elderly.
Read that again.
Judges 2 and 10. And also that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yahweh Shem Yahushai, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
There was no one to lead the Israelites. No one to lead them. So what's going to happen?
You're going to get straight. You're going to go straight.
So it says in the next verse.
Judges 2 and 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and served Baalim.
So they did evil, and it said they did evil in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and served another god.
Now, these motherfuckers, you see what happens when you forget? They forgot that he was a Deuteronomy 4 and 24. That he was a consuming fire and a jealous power.
Yeah, because if they knew that, they would have not done that.
Mm-hmm.
So they served another god, and his name is Baal. And Baal was a false god from the hold on, let me get it.
Yeah, because how are you supposed to know who you are? Because you're so accustomed to people telling you what you are. Because we thought we were so-called Mexicans. We had a little, back before we came to the truth, we probably had a little pride into being Mexicans. But now, we're not that.
Eating chicharrones and all that, carnitas.
So it's just a supreme male divinity of the Canaanites.
Uh-oh.
You said Canaanites?
The Canaanites.
So we were in that land killing them, taking it over, but they left the gods over there. They didn't do a clean job. They didn't clean it up pretty good.
Sanitize it.
And Baal means Lord, actually. So we go to Jeremiah 19 and 5.
You said 1985?
And part of that falling away had to do with no miracles being shown. Nobody was there to orchestrate miracles.
No faith.
Kind of like right now, we tell people they're Israelites, they want to see a miracle happen to where they want to believe.
Yeah. And that miracle is always the chariots. That's the number one miracle.
And there was, there was a time where we didn't know the Lord until recently. It was the 1970s with Alba Bivens.
Elijah. Prophet
Alba
Elijah.
Bivens was
Elijah
and John the Baptist.
Hey.
Because John the Baptist, he was the one that baptized the nation of Israel. So,
Yes, sir.
Alba Bivens,
Baptized us.
By him waking up the nation of Israel, he baptized the nation of Israel.
And we gotta pray and be thankful for him, because up until then, Hebrew Israelites were only these three tribes. They were only black. And then he was the one, look, these fucking Mexicans act like niggers too. Now he didn't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You found out, like, look, these Puerto Ricans, they're Ephraimites.
Yeah.
These Cubans is Manasseh. North Americans are Gad. He's the one that made that discovery.
Yeah. And then which was it though that the heart said that he had just woke up in the middle of the night, started doing the chart. I forgot who it was though, but he said he just woke up in the night and he started, putting them into place.
I think it might have been Ariel or something.
Yeah, I think it was. Ariel.
That's why they say Tahar is Paul in the reincarnation, because John the Baptist, John the Baptist is Alba Bivens, Paul should be Tahar, But there's other, there's false apostles, called the Pharisees in there too.
Oh, they were all mixed
up. So who do you think those are? Those are the other
Nate.
camps.
Nate and Deacon Destruction.
Yeah.
The destroyed deacon.
And these Pharisees though saw Yahushua make a miracle, but since they didn't want to lose money towards like the Romans, they said, hey, we have to plot something against him, which was killing Yahushua though, because even though they saw him do a miracle and people were already talking about Yahushua, they were like, we ain't trying to lose that money though. So with the Romans and shit, because they had their not transactions, but their
Yeah. It's so spiritual right now at this time that the money is gonna get destroyed.
Oh yeah.
The economy is gonna have a collapse, and there ain't gonna be no money. Yeah, inflation is gonna get insane.
Yeah, there's empty
Empty shells.
Yeah.
There's empty shelves. Meat's hella expensive. People don't want to eat healthy. If you ate healthy, all you would have to do is eat greens, and you could eat meat, but don't go overindulge on it.
Yeah.
Meat's expensive. Like a piece of steak